Our brains can do some pretty amazing things when it comes to making sense of the world we live in. With enough experience, our brains begin to group objects into categories to help explain their similarities. This allows us to save time by looking at just a few characteristics of an object and knowing what it is. Even though this image isn't finished, you can probably recognize it based on its leaves and trunk. Psychology calls these mental shortcuts heuristics. Heuristics are how we know the difference between a dog and a cat without having to think about it too much. We also know which animal gets the dog food. As you look at these images, how do you think a company would market each? And to whom? You might identify with both styles, and there are even categories in between. Companies want to know their target demographic and how they can best sell to them. What are the target demographics of a family-style diner? And how does their menu market directly to each? These groups may have many differences, but they all want value more than anything else. Good food, or even just okay food, at a great price. The obvious target market for this sports bar is sports fans, but they made some minor changes to their concept to attract families as well. Most locations have a bar area and a separate dining area. Both sections have TVs tuned to sports and trivia games diners can play from their seats. They aren't trying to exclude anyone, but music lovers are not their target market. Music lovers would prefer a restaurant without dozens of large TVs tuned to sports. Think of a bar with a stage for live bands. Once again, this establishment is not going to exclude anyone, but seniors are not their target market. And that brings us back to the concept of heuristics. With heuristics, you can figure out what your customers generally want. We'll find exceptions here and there, but the more research we do, the more confident we can be in our target market. Let's look at one last example, a pub and restaurant. In this case, we can see their target markets have a lot in common. In fact, one person might fit into all of these categories. Take a moment to research this pub and see where their locations are. Most are in busy downtown areas by large office buildings and hotels. How does their menu speak directly to their target markets?